Hey friends, this is Wendy with Love and Stampin'. Thanks for being here today. We are using some brand new products from Pajama Crafter Stamps. This is the Lumberjack dies and stamp set. And then I'm going to also use the Woodland Critters, and we're going to make some fun fold cards today. I didn't end up using the Yeti stamp set in the middle, but it's super cute. I really like it. I just couldn't fit it into this video. So these stamp sets are really, really cute. I love how they're illustrated. They have nice thick lines so that coloring is very easy. If you're new to coloring, these style of stamps are fantastic to get because they make your coloring much easier to stay in the lines with alcohol markers. We're also going to use my resource book. I'm going to grab from that. This is a binder full of fun folds. If you are interested in this, this is my volume 1 mega fun fold class. I will link to it below the video. It's $45. The class comes with this printable PDF. I put it in the binder. The binder doesn't come in the mail or anything. That's just something I did. And I do give you instructions on how to create your own resource library for fun folds. And I have a volume 2 mega fun fold also if you're interested. So I'm going to link to both of those below the video. They are $45 a piece. There's at least 15 videos in each with 15 fun folds. And I have not had a single person be disappointed with those classes. They are really great classes to take. So here I have stamped down my images in Hero Arts Intensified Black ink. It is an alcohol safe ink. You want to make sure when you're using Copic markers that you are using an alcohol safe ink. And I am going to just do a super fast down and dirty coloring of all of these. I sped this up quite a bit because this video was really long. And so I'm just going to color all of these and then we're going to die cut them out to put them on the card. While we're doing that, let's talk about a couple of things while I'm coloring. And here I want to apologize for the light. When I film in natural lighting, and then when I speed the video up, sometimes if there's clouds in the sky going by, that's the light you're getting, the changes in the lighting. So I did put a warning at the beginning of this video that if you have any issues with seizures or anything like that, that this may be triggering for you. And I do greatly apologize. Unfortunately, it's the only way to fix it would be either to slow this video down to normal speed or to cut this part out completely. I don't have the time to recolor all of this. In real time, this coloring took me approximately an hour because I colored all of this and then I also colored all of the animals. And so there you see it stopped. So here I'm using a white gel pen to just add a few details. And really quick, let's just talk about Pajama Crafter Stamps. So Pajama Crafter Stamps is a really small startup stamp company, and the owner is a really sweet lady named Joy. And I have been using her products for quite some time now. She is a very talented lady herself. She does beautiful coloring, and I just highly recommend checking out her store. If you don't have the money to spend anything or purchase anything right now, that's okay. One of the things that you can do for small businesses, so for myself, for people like Joy, is just to share samples and products and stuff that you see that you like on your own social media. So if you can't afford to support financially by purchasing right now, everybody's very understanding. You know, we understand, like, I understand I'm not in a position to be able to buy a bunch of products from a bunch of companies. I have to be very selective. I have a budget that I have to go by and I have to stick to it. So I did some Black Friday shopping, but I haven't done any shopping prior to or after because I just can't. And I was very selective about what I purchased. You'll see that in a future video. So here I die cut all these parts out, and then I'm just going to be able to put them on my card. So one of the things I wanted to talk about today in what we're doing is we are making 2 double Z fun fold cards. We're scoring at 2 1/8 and 4 1/4, and that makes a Z fold. But then if you take a second piece of cardstock and you cut it any size you want, this one is cut at 3" by 8.5. You score it again at 2 1/8 and 4 1/4. Now you have your second piece for your double Z fold. Now in my Mega Fun Fold class that we talk about, I teach you how to do these in portrait style, which is what we're doing now, and in landscape style. And you get the PDF with all the measurements and all of that, so you can just continually reference that. So here I'm making 2 cards very quick and very easy. 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 2 1/8 and 4 1/4. That makes your Z fold. Then you just cut another piece of cardstock any width you want. So this one I think was like maybe 1.5 or 2 inches. The other one's 3. And then you score it at 2 1/8 and 4 1/4. And you just put it opposite of the card base. That's it. It's so simple. Then the other element you can do to add interest is you can move this layer up or down the card wherever you want it. So in this case, I am pushing this down to the bottom of the card so that the double Z fold piece is at the bottom. On the next card, you'll see that I center it kind of in the middle of the card. So that just gives it a totally, completely different look. And by doing it thicker at a 3" it is even that much more of a different look, right? So the next thing I did for these cards is I kept them simple by using very few products. I really wanted to showcase how you don't have to have tons and tons and tons of products in order to make beautiful cards. So on this one here, I actually decided after the fact to add some additional stamping. I wish I would have done prior to adhering them together, but we'll get to that in a minute. So then I'm just going to arrange my die cuts how I want them. And really the star of the show for these cards are the die cuts, because I took the time to color them really cute. You love those little woodland critters there. I just love them. They're so cute. They're just, gosh, you just want to hug them. The little reindeer just reminds me of a cartoon like for Christmas time. And here I'm just trying to decide how I want them all arranged. So when you open it up, that little fox is like kind of, hidden back behind there. I was trying to figure out how to have the rabbit in the middle, but it didn't work because then you wouldn't see him. So anyway, you'll see how I end up doing this. I'm going to tear some cardstock. So that's the other thing I want to talk about. You notice here I've only used 2 colors of cardstock. I swapped the colors from the light and the dark. This is avocado and artichoke, I think, from Concord and Ninth. And I just swapped the colors out. And then I'm going to do paper tearing. This is an old technique to create kind of like a ground for them to stand on. So I'm not using any additional dies, no additional stamps. I'm just making it super simple, cutting everything at 4, I think it's 4 1/4 inches. Yep. So that they all match up. And then I'm going to be able to just layer them onto the front of the card. And then it's kind of gives you this texture, and it gives you like a ground that they're standing on. And then you're really showcasing your coloring and not distracting from it. So if you are in the market for alcohol markers, Copics are a great choice. I do not have Olo markers. I do have some Altenew markers. They are great also. I really do like them, but I haven't spent enough time playing with them to have a really strong opinion. And I also haven't spent enough time playing with them to kind of know. Here I was trying to make a Christmas tree. I was like, I wonder if I could like kind of tear a Christmas tree. It didn't work out, people. It was no good. So I abandoned the idea. I was like, I don't like it. But I did really want Christmas trees in the background. I searched all of my stamps and dies to see if I could find a good Christmas tree to go in the background, because I was going to add that element, but there just wasn't one. I didn't have one in my stash. And so that is why I'm showing this to you, is because just because I do this for a living does not mean I have every single thing in my stash. I don't. So I was like, you know what? That's fine. I won't have a Christmas tree. And so instead I created snow, and I'm going to show you how to do that because the top of this card needed something. It needed to not just be totally blank, but I didn't really have a stamp or a die cut element that I felt like would go well. So instead, I organized my dies how I wanted them, and then I added snow in the background. And then when we get to the other card, I'll show you there also what I did. So for a little bit of story time, if you're new to my channel, we kind of chit chat during my card making in parts that are obvious, like gluing bunny rabbits onto the cardstock. And when I need to tell you something about the card, I hop back to it and tell you about the card. This is something I've been doing for a really, really, really long time, and some people love it and some people hate it. If you are not a fan of story time, you can either mute me or you don't have to watch. That's an option too. But we are going to get to some story time because I have a whole bunch of stuff to share with you guys, and I just have not been able to crank out the videos as much as I would like to. So one of the things that I'm just looking out my window and seeing that one of my dogs is sitting in one of the lounge chairs in the sunshine, basking, and it is the cutest thing. Anyways, one of the things is you may notice my voice is a little funny or I might sound a little stuffy. I'm at the end of a cold. By the time you're watching this, it'll be like way past the cold situation. But you know how colds just linger? Like they just linger. Like if you get like a stomach bug, which by the way, my husband did. We're going to talk about this, not in detail because I'll spare you. But yeah, a stomach bug, it's like you're sick for 24 hours and it's done and over with. But like with a cold, it's like 2-3 weeks before you're totally all the way back to normal. I feel fine. I just can't seem to totally kick the stuffiness. So anyway, yes, let's talk about what happened over Thanksgiving week. I know you're like, we're watching this weeks after, but I have not had a lot of videos out. So my husband got a stomach bug in the middle of us remodeling, and I'm going to apologize in advance if I've already shared this with you. It was horrible. He had the 24-hour deal. You know what that consists of. Then at the end of the week on Sunday, the Sunday after Thanksgiving, I came down with the sniffles. Literally just enough to be annoying is what I've been dealing with. In fact, my sister said maybe it's allergies because it's not really like a cold where you really get sick. It's just enough to be aggravating. But I was at my niece's house, Ashley. Remember Ashley who had baby Emery, who by the way is doing great? I was at their house for Thanksgiving and they were sick with kind of the same thing, like just a little bit. Emery was stuffy, Ashley was stuffy. So I'm thinking that I probably picked it up from them. And so it's just kind of the same symptoms. So anyway, that's the scoop with that. And we did get our entire dining room, our entire living room. By the way, back to the card. Here I am using the Lawn Fawn embossing pen. I'm going to link to this below the video in the supply list. By the way, there's 2 links. There's a supply list link and there's a blog post link. In the description of the video, there's a big write-up about this card. That's new, okay? I have somebody helping me with a few things online because I don't know how to do them myself. And one of the things is adding more detailed description to my YouTube description box. So you're going to have to scroll past all that writing to get to the supply list link. If you find that annoying, let me know because we could maybe change that. I don't know for sure if I can change it, but we could maybe change it. So just let me know if it's like not a big deal. That'd be great. But if it is a big deal and you're like, this is ridiculous, please let me know in the comments below. I know you all tell me the truth. Don't sugarcoat it. Like just be like, yeah, girl, it's too much. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, in the description box below the YouTube video, there's a little button that says more. If you click more, if you're on your phone, it'll expand this whole like description box under your YouTube videos. And when you do that, there's a bunch of writing and then there's a bunch of links. So anyway, there's that. Okay, back to the card. So now I have finished putting white embossing powder, and look how much better this looks just by adding all those little dots. Then here is where I decided I was going to add some monochromatic stamping, which is just same color on same color, essentially. And I thought I would do the little wood pile all over in avocado ink. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp this. Now, ideally, this should have been done prior to adhering these together, but it wasn't. So here we are. We're not going to start over. We're just going to roll with it. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so that was Thanksgiving week. Got sick, but got the whole dining room painted, got the whole living room painted, got all the trim painted, new plugs, new light switches. Our house was in utter chaos. I got almost no work done at all that week. I'm incredibly behind on work, if I'm being totally honest. I've got family coming. You guys know my family from Montana is coming in December. And so I'm in it. I'm in it. In the meantime, some of you have asked, yes, I did win the election. I am now I'm not officially a city council person, but I will be. I will be sworn in hopefully next week. I was supposed to be sworn in on December 12th, and unfortunately, some of the city council members couldn't make it, and so there was not going to be a quorum, so we had to reschedule it. So by the time you're watching this video, we should know a date, but it would be the week you're watching this video that I would be sworn in as a city council member. So that's been taking up a little bit of time, but not much. I'm sure it'll take up more time as we go, but it should not be too huge of a commitment is what I've been told. It's pretty, not a humongous crazy commitment, basically. So that's been going on. What else has been happening? I can't, I feel like there's all these little things that have happened. Oh, I know. I don't know if we have time. Family photos. We were supposed to have family photos taken, and the lady did not show up. She didn't come. And she told me like an hour and 25, 35, 45 minutes beforehand, something like that she wasn't coming. And so, you know what I did? You guys, I set up a tripod and my camera that I film with, put it on video mode, and I videoed us posing, and then I took those poses and I still screenshot them, and they turned out fine. Are they professional photos? No. But is it me and my two favorite people together in a photo looking beautiful? Yes, we look great. The photos turned out decent. We got some with the dogs, except for our little crazy dog, Molly. She refused to participate in an activity as such as this one, and that is fine. We allowed her to refuse. And so we got some cute photos, and I'm happy. We have not had photos taken as a family since Macy was 3. She is now 16. So we were due for some decent photos. They're not great, but they're decent, and we're gonna roll with them. You know what I'm saying? So I think that pretty much catches you up to where we are life-wise. Here are your 2 double Z fold cards. I think these images are just to die for adorable. And I hope you visit Pajama Crafter Stamps and pick up one of these stamp sets and dies for your fun card making needs. And I will catch you in the next video, you guys. Talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.